Hey everyone, I want to talk about the Paris attacks. And I don't want to go over whether or not people were killed, or they weren't, or was it a hoax, but more of just like what we're seeing in the media, what we're seeing play out, as it kind of settles down. We are in going towards the end of January now. So um, now we're talking about first the band was the American Eagles of Death, which is the double-headed phoenix, and Death, you also have to understand that's part of Da'ath, which is Saturn. The double-headed phoenix is known as the destroyer, Pluto, and it's actually two people. That's why you have the double-headed phoenix. It's actually a deity that's a male and female. And then you've got everything was orange, so like it's like the Dutch House of Orange and the SS and the Order of the Black Sun. So I thought it was interesting that all this kind of centered around where this band was playing, and not that this is, but I'm just saying would be a good cover to be moving guns and things like that in with band equipment. And then that, because their merchandising manager died, I guess, and that would be someone who was in charge of shipping. So I also thought it was interesting that we don't have a lot of means right now. We've already got our hands in a mess somewhere else to like go after ISIS. And so it's like, earlier president's on the phone with France, and then suddenly, France is over. Now France is going. So it's like American Eagles of Death, and so now it's like, it just seems a little convenient. They need a reason also to go to war. We have 9/11. People still believe the official story of 9/11. We have all these little San Bernardino, little small things going on. So they're easily fueling it. I think in America, because our media is so crazy here, but in France, kind of like need to give the French people a reason to want to go and kill people, basically. So we've seen this before. It was also the anniversary of their 200th anniversary of their independence, I think. So the Phoenix also is ruled by Pluto and Mars, which is the Scorpion child, which is Tubal-Cain, which is Ptah. Sophia in the original Aeon was actually Seta, which when she fell into the plane of Earth, she fell into the sign of Scorpio. So when it says last shall be first, the first shall be last, talking about the will of the zodiacs coming on, how people incarnate. So anyways, I recommend watching the True Theorisy videos. Just watch them. And then the reason. So at first when I saw this, I thought, fishy. I don't really know. You don't trust things. You kind of just take the information. But then when I randomly, you have to kind of ask yourself too, how do I get this information? If you see my Facebook, I do music. I have friends. I'm hanging out. I'm doing stuff. I do all this stuff, but I have my own personal life too. So and then the two don't necessarily blend all the time. So, and that's kind of one of the reasons I started doing the YouTube videos, because it's like, not everybody wants to hear about this shit all the time, but sometimes I need to talk about it. So, I didn't really think of it. You have to understand, I do things. I don't even have TV in my house, so how this would find its way to me, it's just really interesting. It doesn't. I think I'll get into it, but I just cannot stand Taylor Swift, and on a personal issue with her. So, and I'll explain that. It's not like, oh, I'm a fan of Katy Perry, so I don't like Taylor Swift. No, this bitch tried to have my business shut down, like as a single mom, So, anyways, I'll talk about that in another date. So, check out this clip. Notice that she's wearing the Paris shirt in the clip, and it was so noticed. What's going on in this clip is being noticed so immensely by the public and by her fans. Which, if you look at the audience in her group, just look. They're all actors. When you live in LA, you constantly get be a audience member on this show. Act as an audience member as that show, and you can look you can look at the crowd and tell that nobody's come together there. I think that's my husband and I were noticing, like, none of these people came to this place together, because you can look at other shows and tell, like, these people came together. Oh, these people are all wearing this like certain colors, so they all came together or whatever. But all the people look like they've been dressed, placed, and set in the audience. So, and it's a daily show, so it's not the Daily Show, so they need audience members, I'm assuming. So enjoy this clip. If you know the duality, understand. So if you don't understand the black and the white, in Lost, he does the black and the white stone, and this is really common. Having the black and the white eye. It's, you know, the House of Black and White. Wizards and their black and white, Tori Amos did a song. So part of mind control is to split the mind, and that's, they do this with religion. You know, like, you know, you have religions that worship the mother, and then you have religions that worship the father, and then you have religions that worship the son. And you rarely find a religion that encompasses them all, because they've been trying so hard to keep it separate. So that's the separation. You know, you have, you know, is it good or is it bad? Is it right or is it wrong? Is it light or is it dark? You know, so you're always trying to figure out, you know, is this person bad or is this person good? And they keep you bouncing around like this, or they try to anyways, so that you can never, you know, land kind of which is the middle path. And that's when you, and I'll get into all this stuff, I need to do more videos. But that's the middle path. So if you know about the middle path, it's called the Christ path. That's also in the Back to the Future, which all this stuff is also in the Back to the Future symbolism. It's about 45 minutes long. You have to watch it from beginning to end. It will blow your mind. And I don't use that. I don't say that lightly. So I do think that there's some sort of duality, because what they can do is they like fracture the mind, they split it, so it just keeps people in like, almost like a combat mode. You're the combatant, you know, and they're the enemy, or you're on defense and they're the attacker, or whatever it is, you know. So and they do this a lot right now. It's really prevalent in, you know, you see it in racism going on right now. It's not even racism, it's programming, you know. They want you to think, like, they found people from Russia throwing the rock, starting the rock fights in Ferguson and stuff like that, or wherever it was. So we know that they're trying to do a race war type of thing. But so that's why I see people that leave like really racial comments, you know, on my page. I just get rid of them, you know. So yeah, check it out. And I hope you see the same things that I see.
Thank you. For those of you who observed, all week I've been wearing black and white every day. And I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. But a few people on Facebook were like, well, why are you wearing black and white every day? What's the significance, and so on and so forth? I said, well, just because, you know, we like to mix it up in the wardrobe department, and we like theme weeks, even when the theme week has nothing to do with a particular thing, just a thing. Black and white is always chic and always comfortable to wear. So there's that.